This is Apollo Control. 47 hours after liftoff, Apollo 15 is now 158,845 nautical miles from Earth, traveling at a speed of 3,600 feet per second. In mission control, we're in the process of a shift handover at this time. Flight Director Glenn Lunny will be going off shift and will be replaced by Flight Director Gerald Griffin and his gold team of flight controllers. The capsule communicator on the upcoming shift to Capcom will be astronaut Joe Allen. We do anticipate a change of shift briefing. That will occur in the MSC News Center briefing room in about 1 hour. There's about 1 hour remaining in the crew rest period. However, if the crew desires to sleep an extra hour, we plan to allow them to do so. A call will not be made to the crew at the scheduled wake-up time unless we hear from them first. At 47 hours, this is Apollo Control, Houston.
This is Apollo Control, 47 hours, 56 minutes, ground elapsed time. Crew of Apollo 15 still asleep at this time. They're allowing them to have an extra hour in their sleep period, unless they call first. Spacecraft now 160,800 nautical miles out from Earth, traveling at an ever-decreasing velocity of 3,553 feet per second. Handover is complete from the black team of flight controllers to the gold team. Flight Director Jerry Griffin going over the day's activities with the various console positions here in the control room. The black team Flight Director Glenn Lunny will be holding a change of shift press conference in the next few moments in the small briefing room in the Houston News Center. And at 47 hours 57 minutes ground elapsed time, this is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control, 49 hours 3 minutes ground elapsed time, and about 1 hour past the scheduled wake-up time for the crew of Apollo 15. Spacecraft communicator Joe Allen will be giving the crew a call in the next few moments as soon as the voice net is configured properly. Let's listen in.
Good morning, Apollo 15. This is Houston. Do you read? Over.
Seems the voice subcarrier is not up yet to the spacecraft. Waiting for the network to be completely set up to handle the two-way communications. Meanwhile, some distance and velocity numbers. Apollo 15 now 163,140 nautical miles out from Earth. Velocity now 3,499 feet per second. We'll leave up the air-ground circuit live until the crew does respond.
Good morning, Apollo 15. This is Houston. Are you awake yet? Over.
Good morning, Houston. This is 15. Reading you loud and clear there, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfredo. Sounds like you had a good night's sleep. We're standing by for crew status.
Okay, Joe, we certainly did have a nice sleep, and looks like your tracking data must be right. The moon's getting bigger out the window.
Roger, Al. At least our direction is right.
Appears that way. And, Joe, this is Al. We'll give you a status report here in about 5 minutes when we get organized.
That sounds good, Alfredo. And if you'd like, I'm standing by down here with the PAO Gold Bugle Morning News, if you'd like to hear some.
Joe, can you stand by for a minute on that? We wouldn't want our LMP to miss it.
No, I agree. He should be aware of it. I'll stand by.
Joe, Jim's awake here. Great to listen.
Roger. Okay, Apollo 15, this is your friendly news reporter with the morning news. Apparently the Houston Post reported yesterday that the Falcon's checkout went smoothly and the mission is proceeding on schedule. The inside pages show drawings of how you will deploy the Lunar roving vehicle. They didn't tell us anything I think we don't already know, so I won't go into the details of the drawings. In national news, now we may be losing communications now. I'll stand by a minute. 15, are you reading Houston clearly?
Joe, we're back with you.
All right, moving right along now. In national news, Secretary of Labor Hodgson has asked the United Transportation Union and the rail industry to put their dispute before a neutral panel for settlement. The U.S. Senate will vote today on an amendment to delay a federally guaranteed loan to Lockheed. The vote is expected to be very close. In local news, a Texas Animal Health Commission employee said that he thinks that the Harris County vaccination program against sleeping sickness is almost at an end. I don't know if they're going to institute pre-flight quarantine on the animals or not. And more than 100 people were arrested during a raid of the Arlington Country Club in Texas last night, and gambling equipment was confiscated. Maybe you left town just in time. In sports yesterday, the Baltimore Orioles increased their lead to 4 games in the American League East by winning the doubleheader from the Oakland Athletics, 1-0 and 6-4. And the Houston Astros split a twilight doubleheader last night with the Phillies, 8-3 and 5-1. Muhammad Ali announced that, and I'll stand. All right, Muhammad Ali announced that he will fight Jerry Quarry September in the Astrodome, and Ali also wants a rematch with Joe Frazier sometime in March 1972. The Oilers have trimmed their roster to 59 players by placing 2 of the players, Johnny Peacock and Tom Smiley, on waivers. 4 golfers were inducted into the American Golf Hall of Fame last night. They are Julius Boros, Kerry Middlecoff, Jock Hutchinson, and the late Walter J. Travis. And we hate to tell you this, but Elizabeth Taylor is a grandmother at age 39 when her 19-year-old daughter-in-law gave birth to a 6-pound, 2-ounce girl yesterday. And that's all from the Houston Mocher News Center.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much for the weather and news this morning.
Okay, Al, and I have CSM consumables update and a number of other things when you're ready to listen to them.
Okay, Joe, stand lower.
Roger.
Copy consumables.
Al, stand by. We're not receiving you clearly. It's very weak and severe noise in the background, 15. We're standing by for better comms. Al, this is Houston. The noise seems to have quieted down again. Why don't we give it another try?
Okay, Joe, would you like to copy our consumables, and then you can pass up SN?
Okay.
Okay, RCS 9089 90 and 89. On H2 9290 70. O2 9090 and 85.
Roger, Jim, we copy all that. Let me give you a set of figures here. They agree very closely to what you've read to us. At GET 48 plus 00, the RCS total was 87, and then Quad A 86, 87, 86, 87. H2 tank 92, 92, 70. O2 tank 909285. Over.
Okay, I copied all those. As far as sleep, Dave figures 8 hours in 2 segments. Al was 8 hours for 2, and I figure I got 9 hours for about 3 segments.
Roger, we copy that. Sounds like that's the most sleep you've had in several months. Out of curiosity, since we're coming up on this iFlash experiment, I wonder if any of you has noticed any of the flashes yet.
Yes, we've noticed them both nights, Joe.
Okay, I guess we'll talk more about that a little later on. I have a number of other things to read up to you in whatever order you'd like. They include a fairly extensive flight plan update. Nothing profound, but it will require some certain amount of writing. And then a few miscellaneous questions which we'd like to ask you.
Okay, I guess I can start on the flight plan bit.
Okay, Jim, and are you the recording secretary this morning?
Yes.
Okay, Jim, before we start, did you get the radiation dosimeter readings for us?
We reported them last night. You want them again this morning?
Apparently, we'd like them again this morning on the schedule.
Okay, stand by. Okay, Joe, I have a radiation report for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, radiation. On David 23023, Al 25009, and mine is 08010.
We copy those, Jim. Thank you. And normally, I guess, we'd like to have those in the post-sleep period as opposed to pre-sleep, which is when we got them yesterday. I guess it's in the checklist that way.
Okay, we'll normally do it that way.
Okay, fine. And I'm ready to start with the flight plan update. When you're set up to copy up there, I'll start at about 5450.
Okay, let me get to 5450.
Fine, Jim, and we're coming up on an Omni switch. When we're on the new antenna, I'll start to read. You might want also your LEM activation checklist handy because we'll be using it later on.
Okay. Houston, how do you read 15?
Jim, you're loud and clear, and we're ready down here if you are.
Okay, I'm at 5450 on the flight plan.
Okay. Before I start into it step by step, let me just say that it's basically, the change is basically moving some of the items around in time, and there's not many changes in procedures involved. The one main thing is we're going to ask you to go into the LEM a little early, I guess, earlier than you had planned, and we're going to also request that you give us enough, you bring enough of the telemetry online so we can look at the LEM batteries. And there's no particular reason we want to do this today, nothing that we suspect is wrong, but rather apparently the systems people are interested in better granularity in data points that they're taking on these batteries. That's the reason for this particular addition. Other than that, I think there's nothing at all very different about this flight plan update other than a few minor changes. And I'll go ahead and start if you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready, Joe, and we understand.
Okay. 5450. The step, if LEM/CM delta P less than 2.7 PSID, comma, LEM tunnel vent valve, panel 12, vent until delta P greater than 2.7 PSID.
Okay, I have it. LEM CM delta P is less than 2.7 PSID. LEM tunnel vent valve on panel 12, vent until delta P greater than 2.7 PSID.
That's correct. Now turn one page to 55 plus 15.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay. Insert. Stop PTC at roll 50 degrees. High gain antenna angles, pitch, -48, yaw, +82.
Roger, at 5515, stop PTC, roll 50 degrees, high gain antenna, pitch -48, yaw +82.
That's correct. Now turn back several pages to 3-54, please. And that's the cycle film and pan and map cameras page, procedures page.
Okay, I have it.
Okay, down near the bottom, delete the line SM Sector 1, SMAC, power off, and add in its place map camera on. That should read map camera on, standby, / talkback gray. Over.
Okay, I understand. Delete SM Sector 1, SMAC power off, and add mapping camera on to standby, talkback gray.
That's correct. Now turn back to 55 +50, and there's a long series of deleted activities that will follow. These all because we're not going to do a mid-course 3, as you're well aware. And I'll call them out line by line, and they'll carry through for, I guess, about a page and a half here. At 5500,
Okay, go ahead.
delete P30 external delta V and P49 maneuver to pad burn at. Turn the page. Jim, I apparently made a mistake on that. That should have been at 5550. I think you're at the right place. Continuing on over to 50.
Yes, I got it.
Roger. Continuing to 56 +00. Delete the next 7 lines up to the 2 lines which you should leave in: O2 fuel cell purge and wastewater dump.
Okay, I have that.
Okay. Continue deleting the lines below that down to 57 +00.
Okay, so the only 2 actions we have on that page, 56 hours, is the O2 fuel cell purge and the wastewater dump.
That's affirmed. Now, once again backing up to the time 55 +50. That should read verb 49 maneuver to LEM checkout attitude, and that attitude is 305, 090, 000. High gain angle, pitch -30, yaw 276.
Okay, verb 49 maneuver to LEM checkout attitude at 5550. The attitude 305, 090, and 000. High gain, pitch -30, and yaw 276.
Readback's correct, Jim. I'll stand by till we get another Omni change.
Okay.
15 Houston, our comms quieted down again, and I'll continue if you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready, Joe.
Roger, Jim. At 56 +50. Start CSM systems checklist IVT to LEM. And this is an item that's moved up from 5720, by the way.
Okay, at 5650, start CSM checklist, IVT to LEM.
That's correct, and you're to start that checklist from the beginning. And at 57 plus 00, you move the CSM PTC procedures to completion of our LEM battery checkout. And I guess that's an item for Al.
Okay, I understand. We'll move all that there for the PTC till after we complete the battery checkout.
That's correct, and that should come around 57 plus 50, or perhaps a little later. But once again, not time critical. We're coming up on 57 plus 30, and if you'll take out your LEM activation checklist, page 11, please.
Okay, I have it.
Okay, and this is to start at 57 plus 30. Perhaps you should put a mark in your timeline, but then on the checklist, from page 11, delete COM carrier CWG connector. Delete step 2. Delete step 5.
Okay, on 11, I delete COM carrier CWG connector, step 2 and step 5.
That's affirmed. Do page 1-13. And if you'll turn to that, do 1-13, except in step 2. In step 2, delete VHF-B transmitter close, VHF-A receiver close, CDR audio close, and add the instruction CB 11 ECS cabin fan close.
Okay, Joe, on 113, under step 2, to delete VHF-B transmitter close, VHF-A receiver close, commander audio close, and add CB11 ECS cabin fan close.
That's correct, Jim. Do page 1-14, except in step 5, delete VHF-A transmitter close, VHF-B receiver close, and delete step 6.
Okay, on 114, we'll do all that. Under step 5, we'll delete VHF-A transmitter closed, VHF-B receiver closed, and we'll delete step 6.
Readback's correct. And add step 7. Your COM S-band configuration is PM, secondary, primary, off, PCM, off reset, off, and high.
Okay, the S-band configuration is PM, secondary, primary, off, PCM, off reset, off, and high.
That's correct. We'll want you to stay in that configuration for 15 minutes while we take the data. After that time, do page 1-18 and 1-19.
Understand to stay in that configuration for 15 minutes, then do 118 and 119.
Okay, Jim, sounding fine. Now, back into your timeline at 57 plus 45. Proceed with LEM housekeeping. And we've got some words here on the housekeeping. I'll read them to you, and I guess copy down whatever you think you haven't done yet.
Okay, I understand at 5745 we're to proceed with LEM housekeeping, and Go ahead with your steps, Joe. I'll note that.
Okay. Vacuum cabin fan filter. And as a sub group under this, you unsnap netting around cabin fan filter. Then you vacuum the filter, but do not scrub bristles of the vacuum cleaner over the surface of filter. Then you remove the remaining particles on cabin fan filter with sticky tape, using care not to dislodge filter material. Then you remove the particles on the inlet screen of the vacuum cleaner with sticky tape. And finally, replace the netting. And Jim, that's the end of that procedure. Our comm's starting to fade out on us, so we may not be able to copy you. Hopefully you're copying us clearly still.
Yes, we are, Joe. I got that, all that information. Thank you very much.
Okay, Jim, and just an added note on that, as you're well aware, we're interested in cleaning up as many of those fine glass particles as we can, which is primarily the reason for this procedure.
Yeah, we quite agree, Joe.
Okay. At the time, 5.7 plus 4.5, the steps, S-band aux TV to science, pan camera power to on, and then in parenthesis for 5 minutes / off, and finally S-band aux TV to off.
Okay, Joe, at 57:45, understand you want the S-band aux TV to science, and I missed the information after that, and then finally, last one, S-band aux TV to off.
Okay, Jim, what we're interested in here is looking at the pan camera temperature, and the center step, the one you missed, reads pan camera power to on for 5 minutes and then off.
Okay, understand. Pan camera power to on for 5 minutes and off.
That's correct. At 5.7 plus 5.0, CSM proceed with PTC activation.
Okay, at 57:50, CSM proceeds with PTC activation.
Roger. And turning over a page to 60 hours. After the step, S-band aux TV off. Add pan camera self-test to off. And
Stand by, Joe. Joe, do you read me now?
okay, Jim, reading you loud and clear.
That last information you gave me on S-band aux TV, I added that in at 57:45. Is that correct?
Jim, no, negative. Turn over the page to 60 hours, 60 plus 00.
Okay, I have 60 hours. Okay, Joe, I'm at 60 hours.
Okay, Jim, this is a new step completely at 60 hours. We did say something at 57:45. I'll come back to that in a minute to make sure that's straightened around. But at 60 hours, after the step in the flight plan, S-band aux TV to off, add 2 steps, and they are pan camera self-test to off and map camera on to off. Over.
Okay, understand. 2 steps there after S-band aux TV off. It's pan camera self-test off and pan camera on to off.
That sounds good, Jim.
Let's go go back to 5745.
Okay, Jim. At 5745, the 3 steps you added in there should be S-band aux TV to science, pan camera power on for 5 minutes and then off, and the S-band aux TV off.
Okay, I understand that. I guess I got a little confused there, Joe, when you said turn the page, and you turned several pages to get to 60 hours.
I think you caught me in that. I guess I did. Sorry.
Okay, I'm ready to go on to the next one, Joe.
Okay, Jim, that completes the flight plan update. And you should know by now that you have to take me for what I mean, not for what I say. I do have...
We do.
Yeah, Raj. I do have a note, which you can put down in the margin or wherever, and it involves subsequent P-23 sightings if required.
Okay.
And the note is, reduce trunnion to less than 10 degrees before zeroing optics. And then always do optics calibration after optics 0 in P-23.
Okay, Joe, for subsequent P-23 sightings, we're to reduce the trunnion to less than 10 degrees before zeroing optics, and always do the optics cal after the optics 0 in P-23.
That's exactly right, Jim, and that is all I have on my flight plan update. I guess we've got an afterthought here. I'll get with you in a minute. I do have some other questions which I'd like to ask, but let me give you this addition while you have the flight plan there on your lap. And it involves the time 56 plus 20. I'll stand by when you're there.
Okay, I'm at 5620.
Okay, the step is direct O2, open until cabin pressure equals 5.7 PSIA.
Okay, I understand it. 20 direct O2 open until cabin pressure equals 5.7 PSIA.
That's correct. And Jim, I'm going to wait till the comm gets a little better before I continue on here. Be a minute or so.
Okay.
Apollo 15, Houston.
Go ahead, Joe.
Jim, we've got about 3 or 4 small questions for you. Your choice whether you'd like to talk about them now or proceed on with the light flash experiment.
No, we're going to delay that light flash experiment anyway until we can clean up here and have breakfast. So you can ask the questions we'll be thinking about while we're cleaning up.
Okay, that sounds good. Our first one, we noted a very small load change on battery bus A yesterday, several minutes prior to your SPS burn. And we're trying to chase down what may have caused this. We suspect that you may have closed 2 circuit breakers that should have been closed, and just they're curious to know if you did close them, or if when you looked to verify them they were already closed. And the circuit breakers in question are the SPS, pitch 1, and yaw 1 circuit breakers that feed bat A.
Okay, we closed those per checklist, Jim.
Jim, I understand you closed them per the checklist. By that, do you mean that you, when you looked at them, you found them open and closed them?
Okay, that's confirmed, Joe. They were open and we closed them per the checklist.
Okay, the guys in the back room here psyched that out pretty well, I guess. Thank you. I guess that was a question mostly of academic interest. Al, the circuit breaker in the lower equipment bay, AC2, is still out, as you're well aware, and it affects a number of EL and DISCI lightings and so on, and we'll want to talk to you later on today about this. It should be no problem in any way, but we do want to discuss the ramifications of the various workarounds which this may involve. And finally, we've been noting during the night some small oscillations in accumulator quantity, and would like for you please to check your secondary radiators, verify that's in bypass. That's panel 377.
Okay, we're checking panel 377 now.
Okay.
Okay, Joe, on that valve on 377, it was in bypass, and Dave just cycled it to normal and then back to bypass.
Okay, Jim, thank you. And that's all we have down here for the time being. I've been reading the Apollo 15 status report that's put out every 2 hours. What's normally several pages is just a page today. And with very few words on it, the most prominent one being the word nominal, the meaning of which I'm going to look up as soon as I get off this shift.
Very good.
And Jim, unless you have any questions, why don't you proceed on with a comfortable breakfast, and we'll be standing by for call out of when you're ready to continue.
Okay, Joe, thank you.
This is Apollo Control, 50 hours, 18 minutes, ground elapsed time. The crew of Apollo 15 presently preparing breakfast aboard the spacecraft Endeavour, unstowing all the items for space breakfast. Very lengthy flight plan update read up to the crew by spacecraft communicator Joe Allen. The crew said they would be back to Allen, discuss the day's activities after they've had breakfast. They also mentioned that they preferred to delay the visual light flash phenomenon experiment, which is shown in the flight plan at 50 hours ground elapsed time. This particular experiment will be delayed. The visual light flash phenomenon experiment is a result of some experiences by previous flight crews on lunar flights. The crews of Apollo 11, 12, 13, and 14 reported seeing light flashes and streaks of light when they were in the darkened command module, usually when their eyes were closed, both in translunar and trans-Earth coast and in lunar orbit. These light flashes had a frequency that ranged anywhere from 0.5 to 2 events per minute. One conjecture or hypothesis that's been extended to explain this phenomenon is that the flashes are visual phosphenes induced by cosmic rays. There's some controversy, however, as to whether the cause is due to Cherenkov radiation produced by high-energy particles traveling through the eyeball, or whether the flashes result from ionizing collisions of these high-energy particles in the retina or in the visual centers of the cerebral cortex. At any rate, to conduct the experiment, The crew puts on the eye shades, opaque eye shades, similar to the television quiz show of several years past. It requires that all three crewmen face in the same direction and undergo a dark adaptation period prior to actually beginning an oral description of the light flashes. The crewmen will report such things as the ground elapsed time to the nearest minute. Of course, they can't see their spacecraft timing or clock. They have to guess at it. The frequency of flashes, description of the flashes, and also the location of each crewman in the command module, and the way that each man is oriented. Apollo 15 is now 165,733 nautical miles out from Earth. Velocity 3,440 feet per second. Crew in the middle of their morning meal at this time. We'll await their further call to Earth to continue with the day's activities, which includes further checkout and some housekeeping aboard the lunar module at 50 hours 23 minutes. Ground elapsed time and standing by. This is Apollo Control. This is Apollo Control at 51 hours 8 minutes ground elapsed time. Apollo 15 now 167,260 nautical miles out from Earth. Velocity 3,405 feet per second. Like most men at breakfast, they're probably reading the morning paper because they're sure not saying anything. We expect to hear from the crew of Apollo 15 after they tidy up following the breakfast meal. As mentioned earlier, the visual light flash phenomenon experiment has been delayed by the crew. It was originally scheduled for 50 hours. There's nothing time critical about when they do this. Requires all three of them wear the eye shades for a period of 1 hour to allow for dark adaptation and then a period of reporting the flash frequency and shape of the flashes, color, etc. We'll continue to monitor the air ground, leave the circuit up live for the time when the communications do resume at 51 hours 10 minutes ground elapsed time. This is Apollo Control.
Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15, this is Houston.
Okay, Houston, we're getting ready to do the light flash experiment, and we'd like to run the tape recorder so we can get the voice marks on it, if that won't interfere with any of your
Okay, Dave, stand by. I'll inquire.
Okay.
Tunnel vent valve.
This is Houston.
Houston 15.
Roger. in answer to your question on the DSE, we'll handle the DSE from down here when we start the iFlash experiment. We do have a request of you before you start the experiment, though. We don't have the necessary oxygen purity in the LEM yet that we think we're going to need for the surface EVAs several days from now. And consequently, we want you to start to vent the LEM once again. We're going to drain it out and fill it with oxygen again later on today. So if you would please turn the tunnel vent valve to the vent position before we start the iFlash.
Okay, Joe, that's in work.
Okay.
Okay, Houston, and we'll take a couple minutes here and run a hatch integrity check and make sure it's all cinched up, and we'll be with you in about 5.
Roger, Dave. Sounds good.
Okay, Houston 15, the tunnel's in vent, the hatch looks good. We're ready to start the experiment.
Okay, Dave, we're standing by, and I could give you a few reminders on the experiment here if you'd like them.
Okay, go ahead.
Raj, we're just interested in primarily a mark from each of the three of you when you notice a flash, and then you might indicate who it is calling it out, and then a description as you see it, position, color, etc., etc. And if another one of you notices one in the meantime during the description, call Mark, and that one then takes precedent. Over.
Okay, that's about the way we talked it over, Joe. We're all set. Thank you.
Roger. And Dave, we'll be standing by for when...
Houston.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you'll start the tape recorder, we'll start.
Roger, Dave.
Okay, Houston 15, we're starting.
Roger. Dave, this is Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, Dave. And just wanted to make sure you understood that we'd also prefer the mark on real-time comm as well.
Well, all right.
This is Houston. Roger, Dave. Since I haven't heard anything, I'll assume you haven't noticed anything yet. And I'm assuming also that you are wearing the eye masks.
Good assumptions, Joe, and the wind shades are up and the cabin is dark.
Okay, thank you.
We're concentrating very hard. Mark LMP.
Roger.
And Lunar Module pilot Jim Irwin. I've seen a light flash.
Roger, Al. And Al, any sensation other than just a flash?
Negative, Joe.
Okay.
LMP, Mark. Mark, CMP. Mark CDR.
Roger.
Mark CDR.
Rog, Dave, and is it just a pinpoint or a streak or what?
It's all coming on a DSE, Joe.
Okay.
We can give you that, but it might get confusing. Mark CDR. Houston, so far we've all seen just point sources of light rather than streaks.
Okay, Dave, and some of us are
Mark CMP.
Roger.
Right now.
15, this is Houston. If you see something significantly different from the point source, we'd like a real-time voice description of it as well as DSE recorded.
Okay, Houston, fine. It's just that when we're trying to talk back and forth with the time delay, it's going to get confusing on the comm for us to try and record. Mark CDR.
Understand, Dave.
Mark LMD.
Roger.
Mark LMD. And this one did have a street nature to it. It might run from 8 o'clock over to the plus X position.
Roger.
Mark CMP. Mark CMP. Mark. Mark CDR.
Roger.
Mark LMD.
Roger.
Mark CDR. Mark CDR.
Roger.
Mark LMP.
Roger, Jim.
Mark CMP. Right on. Mark LMP.
Roger.
Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CMP. Mark CDR. Mark LMP. Mark CMP. Mark CMB. Mark, LNP. Mark CMB. Mark CMB. Mark CMB. Mark LMP.
This is Houston. Are you still with us?
Mark CMB. Mark CMB.
Houston, are you still with us?
Mark CMB.
Roger.
Mark CMB. Mark CMB. Mark CMB. Mark LMB. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CMB.
Roger, Al, we're coming up on about 10 minutes remaining.
Roger. Mark CDR. Mark LMP. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Mark CDR. Okay, Houston, we've got 60 minutes up here. How's your clock look?
Dave, we're coming up on 60 minutes here too, and I think that's certainly an adequate period. A couple of quick questions, though. Could you describe for us briefly your positions in the spacecraft during this time?
Okay, we've got several comments for you, Joe. Let us uncouple here, and we'll talk to you for a while about this.
Roger.
Houston 15, I guess we realize the interest behind this and the significance of the thing, and we'll each try and describe what we saw in the way of the flashes, and I think because of the randomness of the flashes, it was probably better to let us go ahead and work out the events on the DSC, and I think also you'll find on the DSC, when you review the tape, that we've come up with a little scheme to give you some quantitative data, which may not be the best. And if you have any suggestions on future tests for how we can make it a little better for you, we'd be glad to hear that. As to our positions in the spacecraft, we're in our regular launch positions. I'm in the left, and Al's in the center, and Jim's in the right. You still copy?
Roger, Dave. Loud and clear.
Okay, I guess as far as my impressions, I would say 90% of them are what I call a point source of light. And to give you perhaps an analogy, you might picture yourself sitting high in the stands at the ice capades with the arena darkened and some single figure on the ice like Peggy Fleming doing a nice thing. And you look across at the other side of the dark arena, and somebody shoots a flash bulb out of their instamatic or something, and that would be what I'd call a typical flash of intensity 5 on a scale 1 to 5, and we tried to sort these out relative to their intensities, and that would be my impression of 90% of what I saw.
Roger.
Okay, let Al give you his impression.
Okay, Joe, I guess I'd have to say the same thing that Dave did, and talking about the intensities, I guess it's a very subjective thing, but I guess the analogy with the flash bulb across the room is very good for the brighter intensities, and it seems like there was one flash maybe that was of that intensity, and the majority of them ran.
Hey, Al, stand by. Al, we're starting to lose you because we're changing our omnis now. Could you stand by a second, and I'll give you a call back? While you're standing by waiting for the Omni to come around where we can read you more clearly, Dave, that was a very, very nice description of the flashes. Plus, we're very pleased with apparently the intensity values you've put on these on the DSE. And I think our comm is starting to improve here, Al, so I'll be standing by for your continued description.
Okay, Joe, I guess in addition to what's been said already, most of the light flashes seem to be of the order of flash cubes or maybe starbursts that you've seen in the summertime. I saw very few streaks or radial paths of light. They all seem to be just point sources of light. And I guess that's really about all I've got to add, Joe. I'll see if Jim's got some.
Roger.
Joe, I just have one comment after what I put on the tape. And that is just after the timing period. It ended. We were about to take our mask off. They had one very brilliant streak.
Stand by. Stand by.
At 9 o'clock.
Jim, stand by a second. Our comm's starting to drop out again, and it may be a partial problem with your microphone position. Stand by just a second, though, please. Okay, Jim, we have comm again. Proceed on.
Roger, I wanted to comment on one brilliant streak that I had just after the timing period had ended, and I was in the process of taking the mask off, and it was a brilliant streak, intensity 5, that went from the 9 o'clock position through 12 o'clock and out to 3 o'clock.
Roger, Jim, we copy that. And could you tell us which eye that one was in?
Well, it seemed like it went from the left eye to the right eye.
Okay, very interesting. Endeavor, the principal investigators on this, Dick Benson and Larry Penske, have followed it closely and are quite pleased, I think, with the data you've given us. They'll be looking at the DSE information in detail and may have some definite procedure changes to give to you later based on the information you've given us so far. And I guess as far as we're concerned, we have no more questions.
Okay, fine. Joe, we'll be standing by. And I guess another that you picked up interesting thing is that the flashes are quite easily located relative to either eye or the position within either eye, which I think we found rather interesting.
That's remarkable, Dave. Right, thank you. When you get squared away there, we'll be looking for you're starting to charge battery B, battery Bravo.
Right, I understand, and might add one more comment that in discussing that last one, why Jim didn't quite have that impression of localization within each eye, although Al and I both do.
Okay. Jim, this is Houston again. I have a small addition to your flight plan update, which I can give you whenever convenient for you.
Okay, stand by.
Roger, whenever convenient, Jim. No hurry on it at all.
Battery charge B is in process.
Roger.
Okay, Joe, I'm ready to copy these additional comments you have for the flight plan.
Roger, Jim. The first one is at 53 hours exactly, and it's just a note for your information.
Go ahead.
Roger, in the left-hand side of the flight plan there, the liftoff time, if required, note that it is not required in this case, so we don't have to worry about that. The second change is possibly not a change. At 60 hours, 60 hours, I wanted to double check your readback of the addition which I gave to you earlier. And it should read at 60 hours, pan camera self-test off, and map camera on to off. Wanted to double check that last step.
Roger, I have both of those, Joe, and they occur after the SIMBay TP on.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. The third change is in addition to the LIM activation checklist changes, which I gave you earlier.
Is it in the activation checklist or is it in the flight plan?
I think you copied it in the LIM activation checklist on page 1-13.
Okay, I'm on 113 of the activation checklist.
Okay, Jim, after the addition on that page, which read circuit breaker 11 ECS cabin fan close, add circuit breaker 11 EPS DC bus volt close.
Okay, copy CB11 EPS DC bus volt closed.
Okay, Jim, that's it from down here for a while. Houston 15, go. Roger, Dave. The next time one of you floats past the LIM CM Delta P gauge, could you get a readout for us, please?
Roger, stand by.
Roger, no hurry.
2.0.
Copy 2.0, thank you.
Roger.
Apollo 15, go to POO and accept, please, for a clock sync update.
Roger, POO and accept.
Your computer, Dave.
Roger.
Dave, is that time okay?
Raj, we're within about 1200 of the mission timer.
Sounds pretty good to me. That's the old Noun 65 trick.
Raj. I guess I should have said 12 centiseconds.
Oh, yes. Mercy, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Houston requesting block on the UpTM.
Oh, Raj, thank you.
This is Apollo Control, 53 hours, 15 minutes, ground elapsed time. Distance and velocity now 171,365 nautical miles from Earth. velocity 3,315 feet per second. Apollo 15 air-to-ground communication still live. This is Apollo Control.
Hello, Houston 15.
Hello, 15, this is Houston.
Hey, Joe, I just did a Delta V and no bias check if you want to copy some numbers.
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, Delta V check was, test was satisfactory. It was a residual minus 21.0 in 10 seconds, and the no bias was 0.8 feet in 100 seconds.
Okay, Al, we copy. Thank you.
See?
And Al, this is Houston.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Roger, will you be starting into your lunch break now?
Affirmative.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Houston, if anyone by chance floats past the LEM CM Delta P gauge, we'd like another readout.
Okay, Joe, we'll get that for you.
Apollo 15, Houston.
Houston 15, go ahead, Joe.
Roger, Al. Would you tell Jim, please, that I've got change echo to his LEM activation checklist when he finishes with lunch and wants to copy it down. No hurry on it, but I don't want to forget it.
Okay, Joe, I'll tell him.
Houston. Roger, the next time somebody goes down in the kitchen to mix up some food, could you read the Delta P gauge for us, please?
Roger, 1.9.
Copy 1.9, thank you. Houston.
Houston 15, go.
Roger, Dave. As luck would have it, we lost our comm just as we got the Delta P number from you. We copied 1.9. Verify that for us, please. And also, would you make sure that the valve is still in the vent position?
All right, I checked that. It's LEM tunnel vent, and it's, well, 1.9 to 2, pretty close.
Okay, Dave, thank you. Just leave it in that position.
Roger.
This is Houston. We have a further question about that LEM tunnel vent valve.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Roger, Dave. We should have had a much greater drop in pressure during the time between these two readings. We want to confirm that you went to the Delta P position to read the meter this second time. Over.
Oh, no, I thought you just wanted a reading in the vent position.
No, sir. Apparently, we have to go over to Delta P, get a reading, and then return to the vent position.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Joe. Thank you. We'll do that. Okay, and LIM CM Delta P is 2.9, and then back to LIM tunnel vent, it's 3.5.
Okay, Dave, we copy. That sounds much better.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
This is Apollo Control at 54 hours 44 minutes ground elapsed time. Apollo 15 still in passive thermal control or barbecue mode, in which they roll about the longitudinal axis to stabilize the thermal response or heating on the spacecraft. Scheduled to leave passive thermal control shortly after 55 hours ground elapsed time and prepare for the LIM checkout and housekeeping. Present distance from Earth, 174,203 nautical miles. Velocity, 3,254 feet per second. Air-to-ground circuit with the crew still up live at 54:45. This is Apollo Control.
Roger, 15, go ahead.
Joe, I understand you have another change to the activation checklist.
Rod, Jim, I had change echo for you. I'm up to change Foxtrot already if you're ready to copy.
I'm ready to copy, Joe.
Okay, nothing very profound here. It has to do with the LIM housekeeping cleaning procedures. I read to you at 57 plus 45. And the procedures which I read were basically a cleaning of the vacuum cabin fan filter, and it involved unsnapping a netting around the cabin fan filter, running the vacuum cleaner over it, and finally replacing that netting. And we've had second thoughts about that entire procedure down here, mainly because the netting is in too cramped an area to get to comfortably. It takes a long time to take the netting off and replace it, and the procedure is actually not too effective anyway. So we want you to delete this entire step, and I have two more to add instead of this particular step at 57 plus 45. Am I clear so far?
Yes, you're clear so far. Do you still want us to turn the cabin fan on?
Roger, Jim. In fact, the procedure now reads like this. Before you begin the LIM activation checklist and you're entering the LIM, we want you to vacuum all the LIM accessible areas, such as Velcro, places like that, where dirt and particularly glass particles have accumulated. Then, when you've cleaned it to your satisfaction, tape the vacuum cleaner to the engine cover, let it run while you're doing the rest of the housekeeping activities. Over.
Okay, I understand, sir.
Okay, Jim, and then finally, when you're through with the housekeeping activities, clean the vacuum cleaner inlet screen with sticky tape. We think you'll probably find glass particles there which you can remove conveniently with the sticky tape.
Okay, I copied.
Okay, Jim, that's all I had for you, really.
Joe, this is 15 again.
Go ahead.
Roger, did you confirm that you still want us to turn the cabin fan on?
That's correct. We confirm that. We want the cabin fan turned on.
Okay, and if we should see any glass on the cabin fan filter, then I suppose we should try to get down here with tape and clean it off.
Roger, Jim, that's right. It's just we do not now want you to unsnap the netting around that cabin fan filter in spite of what we told you earlier. It still might be possible to clean that area with sticky tape without unsnapping the netting, though.
Okay, I understand.
Basically, as I know you understand, we just want as much of the glass in the LEM cleaned up as you can find.
Okay, I think we cleaned it up pretty well yesterday, but we'll do it again.
Roger, just look around. It may not take much at all to take.
This is Houston.
Yes, Houston, go ahead.
I was informed that you called. Did you call?
High gain angle for us.
Stand by.
Yeah, we called you. Houston, Apollo 15.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're ready to cycle the cameras now. If you've got some high gain angles for us.
Stand by on the high gain angles. Roger, 15, your high gain angles are pitch, minus 7.5, yaw, plus 3.6.
Okay, understand. Pitch minus 7.5 and yaw, plus 346.
Plus 3.6, affirmative.
Okay, tell you what, Houston, we'll go back to 50 degrees roll and pick up the UV for you. Do it there.
This is Houston.
Houston 15, did you copy the P-52?
Roger, we got your torquing angles, thank you. And they say down here that you don't need to roll at the present time. We'd just as soon save the propellant.
Well, we'll pick it up at the 50-degree mark when we come around.
Okay, that'll be fine.
This is Apollo Control. Maroon Team Flight Director Milt Wendler now taking over from Jerry Griffin. Going around the room, talking to the various console positions. Being brought up to speed on what the next 8 hours activities will be. Meanwhile, Apollo 15 is now 175,450 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity now 3,227 feet per second relative to Earth. Before too long, the displays here in the control center should go to moon reference data. We'll have a crossing into the lunar sphere of influence at about 63 hours 52 minutes. This is an arbitrary figure because it's not really a line out in space that can be felt or seen. Still up live on air ground at 55 hours 25 minutes. This is Apollo Control.
Okay, Houston 15, if you've got telemetry, we'll cycle the film on your cue.
Roger, stand by 15.
Roger.
This is Houston. Before we cycle the cameras, we need to stop PTC. You can either do that immediately, or else go through the 50-degree roll and use the angles that are in your flight plan. That's your choice.
Oh, we'll just press on to 50 degrees and stop there. We thought you could pick it up on the way around.
That'll be fine, thank you.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, this is Houston, go ahead.
Okay, and taking a look at our attitude for the UV photos, we see we need a roll of 153, and your update today gave us a roll of 050 degrees. And seems like we probably ought to stop the roll at 153 and just skip that 050 degree attitude so we can save the maneuver.
The high gain won't be available to us at the angle of 153.
Okay. And Houston 15, for future reference, I guess we are to understand that you cannot do the camera cycling while we're in PTC, even though you have high gain. Is that correct?
Dave, there are pros and cons to that. We could do it if we finessed it just right, but since it's difficult and we have to stop rolling anyhow, it's better to stop the roll this time.
Well, that's true. We were just trying to save you a maneuver. We got to stop the roll and then start the roll again to get back to another spot, but we'll go that way.
This is Apollo Control at 55 hours 36 minutes. We're estimating the change of shift news conference in the news center for 10 minutes from now, about 4:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Change of shift news conference, approximately 4:20 p.m.
Okay, Houston, Apollo 15, standing by for the map and pan camera on your cue.
Roger 15, we have a good high gain lock on and we're go for the cycling of the cameras.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, this is Houston.
Roger, Houston, we're standing by for your cue to cycle the map and pan cameras.
Roger, we are ready to cycle the man and pan, the pan and mapping cameras. Go ahead.
Okay, the man and tap cameras are coming up now. Houston, Apollo 15, that completes the man and tap camera operation, and if you're through, we'll secure the high gain and maneuver to the UV attitude.
Okay, your go to maneuver to the UV photo attitude.
Okay, on the way, thank you.
This is Apollo Control at 55 hours 44 minutes. The change of shift news conference is ready to begin. We'll take the air ground off the release line and tape for later replay. This is Apollo Control at 56 hours 18 minutes. Apollo 15 now 177,110 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 3,193 feet per second. We accumulated 3 minutes 37 seconds in tape during the news conference. We'll play that for you now.
15, this is Houston.
Houston 15, go ahead.
We wonder if you can give us an estimate of how long it takes between removing the Lexan shade and getting the cardboard shade back into the window when you go into the UV experiment. We need something rough to say plus or minus 30 seconds.
Carl, this is 15. Looks like you just barely got started when we lost the S-band. How about saying that over again, please?
Roger, we'd like to have an estimate of how much time it takes between removal of the Lexan shade and installation of the cardboard shade when you go into the UV experiment. Something rough to say plus or minus 30 seconds.
Carl, we've kept the cardboard in the window up to now. We've had no need to put in the Lexan, so we can't give you a number on that right now.
Okay.
But we will, the next time we change it, keep it in mind and we'll give you a number on it.
Okay, we'd like to have an estimate on that when you get a chance.
Houston 15. Oh, Houston 15.
15, this is Houston.
Okay, Carl, we're through with the UV photos, and the window number 5 is still clear.
Thank you very much for the report. This is Houston. You can terminate the charging of battery Bravo, and when you have a moment, we'd like to get a readout on the LIM CM Delta P, and in about 20 seconds we're going to have a handover and a loss of comm for 1 minute.
Okay, Carl, we're terminating battery B charge now.
We'd like to have Omni Charlie, please. This is Houston. We'd like to have Omni Charlie, please. 15, this is Houston. How do you read?
5 on air ground now. To clarify a couple of points in the flight plan update read to the crew late in the last shift, the start of the CSM systems checklist for the intervehicular transfer to the lunar module has been moved up from 57 hours 20 minutes to 56 hours 50 minutes. The actual IVT to the LEM by the LMP and the spacecraft commander has been moved up from 58 hours 10 minutes to 57 hours 30 minutes. This will not prohibit, however, the LMP and the CDR transferring into the LEM earlier if they're ready to go earlier. At 56 hours 23 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
This is Houston. How do you read? 15, this is Houston. Are you reading us? 15, this is Houston. How do you read?
Yeah, right, Houston. We're by. Our LEM CM Delta P is off scale high, and I wonder if you're happy with the depress of the LEM, and maybe we can get on with repressurizing it and go to our housekeeping.
Roger, 15. You have a go to proceed.
Roger, thank you.
And Al, can you tell us how the shade on window 5, how the hole is being blocked? Do you have the Lexan over it, or do you have the camera in there?
We have the cardboard on it and the metal shade behind that.
We copy, thank you.
We've been keeping the metal shade on that window to try and keep the temperature in the cabin down a little bit. When the sun's coming in the windows, it warms things up pretty well.
Okay, we copy.
This is Apollo Control at 56 hours 31 minutes. The Guidance, Navigation, and Control Officer reports the command module and lunar module cabin pressures are now equalized.
15, this is Houston. If you would go to a 5-degree dead band, they say down here we might save a little bit of propellant.
Roger.
15, this is Houston. If you got a low cryo press light up there, we see that down here, and that's expected at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
This is Apollo Control at 56 hours 52 minutes. Apollo 15 is 178,180 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 3,171 feet per second. Crew is busy now making preparations to enter the lunar module. We'll continue to stand by live for any air ground. This is Apollo Control at 57 hours 2 minutes. Telemetry shows power on the LEM now, and we've just had acquisition of LEM data on telemetry now.
Houston 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Roger, Houston. Falcon's all set up for data and want to know if you're getting it.
Roger, we're getting data from Falcon.
Roger.
ahead, 15.
Okay, if you'll let me know when you've gotten enough data from Falcon, then I can tell Jim to power that down.
Roger, Al, stand by.
That's Al Worden communicating from the Endeavour to Capcom Carl Haneyes.
This is Houston. The batteries and the She all look to be in excellent shape, and we're ready to secure the instrumentation. They can go ahead to page 1-18.
Right, understand, Houston. They go on to 118. Thank you, sir.
Houston, is it possible to get the ED bat readings?
Stand by 1, Houston. Houston, the ED batteries are reading 3.7 on both.
Thank you.
Roger.
This Apollo Control, She is a synchronym for supercritical helium, which is used to pressurize the descent propulsion tanks on the lunar module.
This is Houston. Would you please put O2 heaters 1, 2, and 3 all to auto?
Roger, Carl. O2 heaters 1, 2, and 3, all auto.
Thank you.
Houston, 15.
15, go ahead.
Roger, Carl. Looks like the left checkout's coming along pretty good. We've checked out all the batteries now. When do you want us to start in the PTC?
Roger, we want to get a few minutes, about 5 minutes of SIMBay data there at it's 15:45 in your flight plan, and then we can go into PTC.
Houston, 15.
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, Carl, if you're ready, we'll give you the SIMBay data now.
Hang on just 1 or 2 minutes. We're not completely set up down here.
Okay.
Al, we're ready for the SIMBay data.
Okay, Carl, coming your way.
Houston, we'd like to have you turn O2 heaters 1 and 2 off at this time and leave number 3 on auto.
Okay, Houston, coming off with 1 and 2 and leaving 3 on auto.
Very good. This is Houston. We have enough SIMBay data, and you can terminate that procedure. And we're ready then to go into PTC, and we would like Alpha and Delta for damping, and Bravo and Delta for spin-up.
Okay, Houston, 15. Understand you got enough SIMBay data, so we'll turn it off. Going into PTC and using Alpha and Delta for damping, and Bravo and Delta for spin-up.
That's correct.
This is Apollo Control at 57 hours 48 minutes. Command Module pilot Al Worden will spin up the spacecraft now to reestablish passive thermal control mode. It'll take some time to determine whether we've achieved the proper rate of 0.3 of a degree per second. Dave Scott and Jim Irwin will remain in the lunar module performing their housekeeping chores while Al Worden establishes PTC. We don't expect to hear from the spacecraft commander or the lunar module pilot until they do return to the command module. At 57 hours, 49 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
This is Houston. How are we coming along on closing up the limb?
Houston, 15, we're coming along, taking our time doing it, Carl, while we're getting going in PTC. And we'll be a few more minutes stabilizing the rate here for the PTC till we get all the dumps done.
Roger, and be advised that we're prepared to read up a fairly extensive revision to the SPS burns, and we'd like for you guys to let us know when you're ready to discuss it and copy it.
Okay, Carl, it'll be a while yet.
This is Apollo Control at 57 hours, 57 minutes. Apollo 15 now 180,124 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 3,131 feet per second.
Houston, 15.
Go ahead, 15.
Okay, Carl, how do the rates look to you now?
Okay, Al, they look good to us, and you can go ahead and spin her up.
Okay, Carl.
We'd like to have Omni Bravo, please.
Omni Bravo.
This is Apollo Control at 58 hours, 43 minutes. Apollo 15 is now 181,521 nautical miles away from the Earth. Velocity 3,103 feet per second. We'll continue to stand by live to monitor any air ground.
Al, this is Houston. Could we have high gain manual and wide?
Roger. Stand by.
We don't want to bring it up. We simply want to select manual and wide.
Okay, you have it.
Thank you.
Houston, Apollo 15.
This is Houston.
All right, we're all up on the comm and ready to talk about the SPS.
Roger, Al. Dick Gordon's here, and he's been involved in hashing all of this out, and I'd like to have him read it up to you and argue with you about it.
Oh, we won't do that. Go ahead, Richard.
Hello, Dave. No argument. What are you doing way out there?
Oh, we're just sort of checking out the old limb, taking a look at the pretty scenery.
Okay, listen, we've been, as you might guess, been talking a great deal about P40 procedures. And we do have some changes to talk to you about, and if you've got your GNN dictionary handy and page 5-1 where the P40 thrusting goes, I'd like to go ahead and go through it and discuss it with you.
Okay, let us pull it out, Dick. Okay, we've got 5-1 out. Go.
Okay, Dave, right below the verify the sim power down line there, I'd like for you to insert 2 lines, circuit breakers, SPS, pilot valves, 2 of them open. That should be a verify.
Okay, CB, SPS, pilot valves, 2 open, verify.
And then the next line would be circuit breakers, EPS group 5, 2 of them closed, verify.
Okay, CB, EPS group 5, 2 closed, verify.
Okay, right there in the same column underneath test caution and warning lamps, insert EMS function off, verify.
Okay, beneath test caution warning lamps, EMS function off, verify.
Roger, then the next line would be circuit breakers, EMS, main A and B, 2 of them closed.
Okay, CB, EMS, A and B both closed.
Okay, Dave, that'll finish up that page. Next comment's on page 5-2, where it starts in with a TVC check and prep. Second line, circuit breakers, SPS 10, vice 12 closed.
Okay, understand. CB, SPS 10, vice 12 closed. And those are the 2 pilot valves.
That's affirmative. Okay, page 5-3, at the 2-minute point, 58 with 2 minutes in parentheses, I'd like for you to scratch the line that says Delta V thrust A, parent B, normal, and substitute circuit breaker, SPS pilot valves, main B, closed.
Okay, CB, SPS pilot valve, main B closed instead of the Delta V thrust A and B to normal.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, we got it.
Okay, we got an Omni switch, just hang on. Okay, Dave, the next one is on page 5-4, and it's an insert where you get the flashing 99. Below the line that says Pro at TFI greater than 0 seconds, insert Delta V thrust A and B, 2 of them to normal, and we'll come back and discuss that in a minute. Okay, Dave, did you get that Delta V thrust A and B, 2 of them to normal right after the Pro at the flashing 99?
No, we lost you on the comm there, Dick, at -2 minutes, and we verified we scratched the Delta V thrust A or B to normal and substituted CB, SPS pilot valve, main B closed. That's the last we heard from you.
Okay, on page 5-4, I was just talking about that one where you get the flashing 99, and the line that says Pro at TFI greater than 0 seconds. Under that line, insert Delta V thrust A and B, 2 of them to normal, and I'm sure we want to discuss that one a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, after auto ignition Pro at TFI greater than 7 or greater than 0 seconds, insert Delta V thrust, did you mean A or B, or do you mean A and B? Normal.
I mean at this time A and B, and we'll talk about different burns in this very subject a little later.
Okay, A and B, normal.
Okay, down the next paragraph where it's got the 0640 and the emergency procedures for the flashing 9740 for the SPS thrust fail, scratch the line that reads Delta V thrust B parent A normal and insert circuit breaker SPS pilot valve main A closed.
Okay, stand by one.
Okay.
Okay, on the Flash 97, scratch Delta V thrust B parent A normal and insert CBE SPS pilot valve B closed.
That was SPS pilot valve main A closed.
Is that right?
It was main A closed, Dave.
Okay, main. Right, sorry about that. Main A closed, right.
Okay, well, we're saying if you don't get an ignition on B, we want you to go ahead and use A.
Okay.
Okay, the next change is at 3 seconds. Scratch the line that says Delta V thrust B parent A normal and insert circuit breaker SPS pilot valve main A closed.
Okay, at 3 seconds, scratch Delta V thrust B A normal and insert CB SPS pilot valve main A closed.
Okay, in the bottom of the page, this is applicable to LOI only, and at 6 minutes into the burn, we want the line circuit breakers SPS pilot valve main A open.
Okay, at 6 minutes into the burn, SPS pilot valve main A open.
Okay, and then a note there for Jim. At that point, we no longer want any PUGs manipulation for fuel balance.
Okay, understand. No pugs after 6 minutes.
Okay, we'll talk about the reason for that in a second. I've got one more line in your P40 checklist, and then we can discuss some things. It's on page 5-5. It's in the cleanup column there, about halfway, well, almost to the pro. Underneath the line that reads circuit breakers SPS pitch 1 and yaw 1 open, insert circuit breakers SPS pilot valve main B open.
Okay, beneath CBSPS pitch 1 yaw 1 open, insert CBSPS pilot valve main B open.
Okay, that cleans up the checklist items. Take the easy one first. And the reason we want to secure bank A during the LOI burn at 6 minutes is so we can get a handle on the single bank performance. And we anticipate making all of the other burns with the good bank, bank B, with the exception of TEI.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, and I guess the other things we might talk about just briefly is that the procedures that we just gave to you are for LOI. For mid-course 4 and DOI, we'll use the same procedures, but we'll do it on bank B only. Single bank burn, we'll use the good bank, and we won't do anything with the pilot valve for main A or the Delta V thrust A. We'll just go ahead and do these procedures, but not use bank A at all.
Okay, understand. We'll use dual bank for LOI and TEI, and all other burns will be on bank B only with no manipulation of the Delta V thrust A switch.
Okay, and after we do our LOI and DOI, we should have some real good visibility into bank B, and for Al's planning when he's up there by himself for the circ, and plane change burns, we'll use normal procedures, the old procedures, delta V thrust B normal at TIG minus 2 minutes, with the exception that we will make those burns single bank and we will not attempt to use bank A.
Oh, okay. Well, then we've got 3 groups, and when Al's solo, he's going to use single bank B, just like he's always done with his circuit breakers. I would see the SPS pilot valve B in at the beginning of the procedure. Is that right?
That's correct. And for TEI, the only change we'll probably make to the procedure we just passed, we'll probably leave bank A in the burn until we get down to about 5 seconds to go. And the reason for this, if something happens to the banks, then we're within our RCS capability for mid-courses.
Okay. I guess, okay, we can press on here, but we'll probably talk it over with you before each burn anyway, too.
Yes, I'm sure we will. And I guess the thing to talk about now is our reasoning, our thought processes on having you proceed at 5 seconds and then having Al throw on both delta V thrust switches right after that. And let me go through it and let you think about it then. The reason we want to do that now, even though we do have a great deal of confidence in bank B, with the SPS engine thrust light, we have no visibility into that system as long as that light is on. And if for some reason, since we do have a suspect system here in A, we don't want to take the chance with B, and when that thing fires off, we want you to be on a good guidance. You won't have to do anything as far as your guidance is concerned. You can continue the burn and press on, even though it may have ignited prematurely. It does require a procedure change, and I think you and Al think about how you might handle this and come back to us. But those are the reasons we didn't want to turn either delta V thrust on earlier than the point where you'll get good GNN guided burns.
Okay, that sounds like you've been doing some good deep thinking on it all. That fits pretty well, Dick.
Okay, Dave, well, we'll let you guys think about those. Hang on. Houston. 15, Houston. 15, Houston.
Okay, we've got signal strength back also, Dick. Go ahead.
Okay, Dave, I guess we might talk about MCC4 just a little bit. We haven't really gone into this too deeply. We haven't gone into MCC4 too deeply yet. Right now, it looks like it's delta V of about 4.2, and our intentions are at this moment to make that single bank burn with bank Bravo. And if something happens there, we're looking at possibly finishing that up with RCS. But we're not definite on that, and just want you to kind of have a feel for it.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess we've got one point here in looking at the post-ignition sequence on the LOI burn. In order to monitor start transients and retain Al's capability to take over in case we have a gimbal hardover at start or something like that, perhaps it might be better to push that circuit breaker, the SPS pilot valve main A, closed as soon as we get ignition, and then that would enable Al to get back over into THC in case he's got a problem there. How about that?
Okay, we did discuss that a little bit down here about that time. We felt that we'd like to have the engine stabilize out the guidance any engine on bank B before he even goes over and tries to get that pilot valve circuit breaker in. That'll give us visibility on the DSE dump on how bank B is performing.
Okay, then why don't we move it down sometime past 3 seconds a little later? How would that fit you?
Well, we discussed that one too, and 5 seconds was used. What would you like?
Well, 5 seconds sounds a tad better than 3. It gives us a chance to get stable in here and gives Al a chance to take a look at what kind of start transients we've got.
Okay, Dave, I guess our discussion around here, we had proposed 5 at one time, and it was a change to your normal procedures of putting the other bank on. So I guess it's really your choice in this regard. 5 seconds is just as good as 3.
Yeah, okay, well, Al made the point that it's all changed anyway, because normally I bring on the second bank at 3 seconds, and he doesn't have to worry about it. He's concentrating on the start transients and everything. So it's a complete change at any rate, and I think it might be a tad better to go to the 5 seconds with Al on the circuit breaker.
Okay, that sounds good to us. Yeah, Dave, the point's being made that it can be even longer than that if you really feel like you need it.
Okay, well, we'll shoot for 5 seconds, and if Al feels uncomfortable about the start transients and wants to hang on to the T-handle, I think that ought to be his option.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay.
Okay, Carl's got some things here, I guess, on the LEB lighting and stuff, and my question to Al is how he wants to handle the timing if he doesn't have that LEB timer for P24s and those good things that he's doing.
He's thinking. Just a minute.
Okay, we don't need an answer now. Carl's got some things on that. We can use this as a discussion period, I guess.
Okay.
Dave, I'm going to go get dinner. We'll talk to you later.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Dick. Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll be looking at you.
Good.
This Apollo control at 59 hours 20 minutes. That was astronaut Dick Gordon, commander of the backup crew for Apollo 15. Passing up to Dave Scott, changes in procedures for the service propulsion system maneuvers. The P40 checklist he referred to, P40 is the SPS thrusting program in the computer.
Houston 15.
15, go ahead.
Okay, we're standing by for the rest of the comments you may have on the circuit breaker at all.
Roger, we'll be with you in just a couple of minutes.
This is Apollo control. It appears that Dave Scott and Jim Irwin spent about 2 hours in the lunar module. We copied the start of LEM data as 57 hours 2 minutes, and the first call from Dave Scott back in the command module came at 58 hours 57 minutes. We'll continue to stand by live for more air to ground. Capcom Carl Heneyes is going to pass up some more information to the crew shortly. At 59 hours 26 minutes, this is Mission Control Houston.
"15, this is Houston.
Houston Houston 15, go.
Just a quick note on the circuit breaker, on the illumination, and then a procedure that might clarify a couple of things for us. First of all, there's a number of numeric and electroluminescent lights that are out, but we won't go into all of that. The main thing is the panel 122 disky down there. As far as we can see at the moment, there is some possibility that we still have illumination on your status lights on that disky. And if we could go through a small procedure here, we may find out whether or not there will be illumination on them. Stand by. This is Houston. Are you reading? This is Houston. This is Houston.
Go ahead, Carl.
All right. Back to our lighting circuit breaker. Let me emphasize two main points to start with. I guess under no circumstances do we want to close that circuit breaker. And a second problem is, a second point is that we don't want to change the integral lighting or the numerics lighting rheostats on panel 100. Let's leave them just as they are. And then there is a possibility, due to the fact that there is a very low amperage shunt going around that circuit breaker, there is a possibility that we do have lights on the disky, status lights, that is the uplink activity lights, etc. And if we can go through a quick procedure here, we'll find out whether or not we do have lights there. Shall we go ahead?
Okay, go ahead, Carl. We'll take a look at it.
Okay. First of all, on panel 100, again, making sure that we do not change the numerics and integral lighting switches. Can you tell us the position of those two switches, those two rheostats?
Okay, we'll tape them in the position they are right now. Houston 15.
Go ahead. This is Houston. Go ahead.
Okay, Houston, we just did a little checkout for your LED disky, and the key release light doesn't work, for one. Does not work.
Roger, I guess you're a couple of steps ahead of us there. Can you tell us the position of the numerics knob over on panel 100?
About 2 o'clock.
Roger. I guess that's one of our weak points. If that if that knob had been over close to full bright, we had some chance of getting enough energy into those lights to make them work. But in that position, it's probably not possible. And we should leave things as they are.
Well, I'm not sure those integral lighting rheostats have not been moved since the circuit breaker popped. I guess if you want to, we could run it over to full bright, or I guess you'd probably prefer to leave it as it is. And if so, we'll give up on the status lights.
The word at the present time is let's leave them just as they are, Dave.
so that we don't accidentally run into them.
Okay. That's all we have on that subject, 15. You probably know as well as we what lights you're missing up there. We could give you a list if you would like.
Oh, no, we've got a good handle on it, Carl. Thank you.
Roger. "15, this is Houston.
Go ahead.
I got one small comment for you and then a small update to the flight plan. First of all, they've gone through a fairly thorough test on the range rate meter and how it operates under those pressures and in a pure oxygen atmosphere. And so far as we can see at the present time, there's no problems whatever in its operation, but we'll continue that test. In the flight plan at 60 hours on the SIMBay procedure to get some data from the cameras there, I have a small change if you have the flight plan out.
Go ahead, Carl.
All right, that procedure should go in this order. First, the S-band aux TV to science, as is already there. Then the pan camera power on for 5 minutes and then off. After the power goes off, wait for a misfin cue because we want to pick up some data in that state as well. After you get a misfin cue, then we go to the pan camera self-test off, the mapping camera on switch to off, and then the S-band auxiliary TV off. In that order. And we're going to need the high gain antenna for this job, and we're going to have a pitch -30 and a yaw of 90, and we're going to have to give you a cue as to when to start this so that everything will be lined up right.
Okay, we copied all of that. Houston, we copied that.
Roger. And when we come close to the right time, let us know when you're ready to start, and then we'll let you know when we're ready.
15, roger.
Those last few exchanges have been with Jim Irwin.
Carl, it's 15. We're ready to do that now or whenever you're ready. Houston is 15.
15, we copied, and stand by. Within 1 or 2 minutes, we'll be able to give you a go.
Roger.
"15, this is Houston. It looks like we have a 2 to 3 minute wait yet.
Roger.
"15, this is Houston. Your go to turn on the pan camera telemetry. We need to bring up the high gain antenna first and then turn on the pan camera telemetry."
Roger, we copy. Pan camera power is on now.
We copy. 15, this is Houston. We're ready for the pan camera power switch to off.
Oh, very well. Pan camera power is coming on. Pan camera power is off.
15, Houston, you can proceed with the rest of that procedure.
Roger, in work.
Houston, we'd like to have Omni Bravo. This is Houston.
Houston 15, go.
At your convenience, give us the wide beam on the high gain antenna. And the system down here says that your PTC is excellent. In fact, it's one of the best they've ever seen.
Oh, very good. Okay, you want high gain, wide beam. Huh?
That's affirmative.
Okay.
We don't want to bring up high gain. We just want to select wide and manual.
Oh, okay, okay. We do that.
This Apollo Control, Apollo 15 now 184,029 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 3,055 feet per second. The recent discussion on the circuit breaker and the lighting in the command module, that is the circuit breaker that popped open last night. The disky they were referring to, the lighting in the disky, is the display and keyboard of the computer in the lower equipment bay. The disky on the main panel in the command module is not affected. The crew apparently found nothing amiss in the lunar module during this latest visit. Flight plan calls for negative reporting. That is, if something is different from the normal, they will report it. Otherwise, they will not. They haven't reported anything concerning the lunar module housekeeping. We did monitor by telemetry the LEM systems for a period of 5 minutes early, right soon after the crew had gone into the LEM. All the LEM flight controllers reported the systems looked very good. At 60 hours 11 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
This is Houston. How are we set for the bistatic radar frequency check?
Carl, we're just about ready for it.
Okay, we're about ready down here too. Let us know when you go.
Roger. Okay, we're configured. Houston is 15, we're all configured up here.
Roger, we copy and stand by. We're turning off the uplink now.
Roger.
15, this is Houston. How do you read? This is Houston. How do you read?
Square, Houston.
Good. It sounds like we've got our uplink going again. That next bit down there about ground Q, it'll be about 20 minutes before we get down to that.
Okay, we'll be standing by.
This is Apollo Control. It's 60 hours, 49 minutes. Apollo 15 now 185,078 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 3,035 feet per second.
This is Houston.
Houston 15.
I guess we've got all the data we need down here. You can go ahead and turn the VHF off.
Roger, VHF.
This is Houston.
Houston 15, go.
Looks like a very quiet night tonight. About the only question we've got for you at the present time is your assessment of the glass cleanup. How did it go?
Well, we got a few more pieces just by looking around over there. Some of the smaller, like, I guess the largest piece we found was about a centimeter or so. And the vacuum cleaner picked up a bunch of small chips. I guess in total we may have 60-70% of the portion that broke. And I think we've really picked up all that is practical at this stage.
Roger. Any special places this stuff seems to collect that you can tell?
I think initially we found most of it was up near the coas mount and behind the panel on the left side, near the forward part of the window. We found several larger pieces there, and also one large piece just above the data file, which was about an inch long or so. The small pieces seem to have been drifting all about.
Roger. And 15, we didn't forget your state vector. It's just that the one you got on board is very good. We don't need. We feel we don't need an update.
Okay.
Just polishing off a hamburger and French fries down here. What's on the menu up there tonight?
Oh, stand by a minute, Carl. Hey, Houston 15.
15, go ahead.
Okay, we're just getting ready to do some chlorination here, and we find we've got a leak around the chlorine port with a cap on. It seems to be leaking water. and you might take a look at that real quick and see if you can come up with any ideas on the thing. The cap is on, and Jim was just getting ready to take the cap off and notice a little water, and in trying to clean it up, it seems like we're accumulating a fair amount of water right now, right around the cap.
Can you give us an estimate of how many drips per second it is?
Yeah, it's a pretty good flow right now. Drips per second is hard to measure. It's a whole ball of water right around that valve right now.
Raj,
what we need is a check valve that we can close or get to isolate that port if we can get one.
Dave, I had a problem when I chlorinated on launch day, and when I first took the valve off, I had about what you've got, quite a strong flow. The cap stops it from flowing when you put it back on, and after I chlorinated, the flow decreased down to a very slow drip, say once a minute.
Oh, this is a big run, Carl. The cap is on tight, and you can almost feel something flowing beneath the cap.
Okay, stand by. Lots of people thinking down here now.
Houston 15, it seems to be leaking from behind that panel there, right behind where the waste tank servicing valve is and the potable tank inlet. And it's accumulating at a pretty good rate.
We copy.
Okay, Houston 15, got any suggestions yet? We need to isolate this thing pretty quick.
In just a minute. What was it? This is Houston. Our recommendation is that on 351 you turn the water and glycol tank's pressure regulator off. On 352, turn the potable tank inlet off.
Okay, potable tank inlet is now closed. And say again the other one.
Up on panel 351, water and glycol tank's pressure regulator off.
Okay, water and glycol tank's pressure regulator is off. Huh?
15 Houston. That should have taken the pressure off of the potable water tank. Is it helping the situation any?
No, it's still leaking, Carl. Pretty good rate.
Roger, stand by.
Houston, looks like maybe we ought to start dumping out of the waste so we can dump out of the potable tanks. It's still leaking, and we've got everything but the check valve between the potable tank and the chlorine nozzle isolated.
We copy, Dave. No comments yet. Stand by. Houston, we note the pressure in your tank coming down. In the meantime, we suspect that the fitting there on your chlorine injector outlet is loose, and we have a procedure here for tightening it up.
Okay, give it quick.
Roger. We need tool number 3 and tool number W out of the toolkit.
Okay, 3 and W out of the toolkit.
Right. Put number 3 in the tool W ratchet, and insert tool 3 in the hex opening in the chlorine injector port.
Okay, that looks like where it's probably leaking.
Once we have the number 3 tool in the hex opening, it should go in about 1/4 of an inch to really engage. It also says use caution when inserting the tool because it comes in contact with the rubber diaphragm.
Okay.
We've agreed down here it's a good idea to take the water gun to fill up a food bag or something of that sort. That's
okay.
Once you've got tool number 3 well engaged in that injection port, turn it about 1/4 turn.
Okay, Houston, it looks like that did it.
Wonderful.
Nice to have the quick response you guys have down there.
Well, you'll never believe it, but after we had the leakage on the morning of the 26th, somebody sat down and wrote up a special procedure just in case.
Well, that was good thinking because we about had a small flood up here.
Houston, we're looking now at the best procedure for getting the water system operating again. In the meantime, we trust you have your hands full of water up there.
Oh yeah, all we have to do now is hang out a few towels to dry, but looks like we're in good shape.
Very good. 15 Houston, we'd like for you to turn the regulator back on panel 351.
Okay, regulator back on.
Houston, is everything looking all right on the leak now?
Yeah, it looks okay. That fitting there that we tightened up went somewhere between 180 270 degrees of turn. And that was where the water was coming from, and it looks like it's secure now.
We copy.
Hey, Carl, we just ran a little check with our slide rule here, and it was something like 3,000 drips per minute.
Okay, glad to hear that good news. I guess up there you don't get trips, do you? That's an interesting fact.
Right.
Okay, Dave, we're ready to open the inlet valve to the potable water tank.
Okay, potable water inlet coming open.
Incidentally, Dick was over at Lurton's and they called up to say, hey, it's about time you take a bath up there.
Well, we were sort of discussing that a little earlier tonight anyway. And as a result, well, I guess we all got cleaned up.
Good enough.
And Houston, with the fitting secure now and everything ship-shape, what do you think about proceeding ahead with the chlorination?
Okay, Dave, go ahead.
Houston 15.
15, this is Houston. The word here is to go ahead.
Houston 15.
15, this is Houston. Are we in comm now?
All right, Jen, we've got you. With everything looking ship-shape down here, what do you think about proceeding with the chlorination?
Okay, Dave, go ahead.
All righty.
This Apollo control at 61 hours, 41 minutes. That in-flight repair of the chlorination port on the water tank was accomplished with two tools in the onboard toolkit. Tool 3 that you heard reference to is a hexagonal Allen wrench. Tool W is a ratchet that fits on to provide leverage for the wrench.
"15, this is Houston. Is Jim doing some exercising now? We're doing a little medical detective work down here."
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, he is. He's trying to get one of the compartments open.
Roger. Capcom's with you.
Houston 15, go ahead.
15, this is Houston. Please disregard.
Okay, I'll disregard.
This Apollo control at 61 hours, 54 minutes. Apollo 15 now 187,163 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 2,995 feet per second. This is Apollo control at 62 hours, 4 minutes. Apollo 15 is 187,464 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 2,990 feet per second. To recap the water tank problem, at 61 hours, 15 minutes, Dave Scott reported a leak in the chlorination port of the water tank just as he was getting ready to chlorinate the water for the evening. He reported it was a pretty good leak. Water was balling up around the port fairly rapidly. We had the crew close some pressure regulators to relieve the pressure inside the tank to slow the leak. Then passed up a procedure involving the use of two of the tools in the onboard tool kit. To the best recollection of people in the control center at the present time, this is the first in-flight use of the tool kit for something like this. With these two tools, identified as Tool 3 and Tool W. Tool 3 is an Allen wrench, a hexagonal wrench. Tool W is a ratchet which enables the crewman to get the proper leverage on the wrench. With these tools, they were able to tighten the chlorination port and stop the leak. The crew reports that this procedure was successful. They're not having a problem with the leak at this time. They've apparently mopped up the water that did leak out of the tank. Dave Scott reported that they'd have a few towels hanging up to dry, but other than that, he didn't see any problem. At 62 hours, 7 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
Houston, Apollo 15.
15, go ahead.
Okay, we've got the pre-sleep checklist if you're ready to copy.
Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, crew status is good. No medication today. Onboard readouts. BAT C 37.0. Pyro BAT A 37.2. B 37.2. RCSA 89. B 86. C 89. And D 86. And the H2 fans have been cycled, and the potable water has been chlorinated, and the vents and switches are all set. The cabin's at 5.7, and I'll give you an e-memory dump anytime you're ready.
We copy and stand by on memory dump.
Okay, you might be interested in another little item. All the meals have been consumed on schedule, and the pantry's even had a pretty rigid test so far.
Excellent.
And our trusty LMP came up with an interesting analogy relative to the last event. He wondered if the original Endeavour had ever sprung a leak like that.
Hey, that's a good question. We'll get our historians out to check that one. Hey, what did you do with all that extra water? Stick it overboard or drink it or what?
Oh, no, we've got a bunch of towels hanging up in the tunnel right now. Looks like somebody's laundry.
Si's down here guessing that you hose some of it overboard.
Well, you probably saw the motion of the spacecraft. We were just in that process when you came up with the procedure.
Okay, fine. The PTC is still looking great.
Oh, good.
Okay, Dave, we're ready for the EMOD dump.
Okay, here it comes.
"15 Houston, we've finished the e-memory dump. The surgeon says that it's your turn in that biomed harness. And otherwise, we don't have anything more down here, and we're ready to secure the voice communications anytime you like."
Okay, very well. By the way, how are the biomed harnesses working out for the surgeons?
The word is that we're getting good, clean data, and they're very happy with it.
Okay, very well. See you in the morning.
Roger. Good night.
This is Apollo Control. It's 62 hours, 21 minutes. We have secured the voice communications with Apollo 15 now. Do not expect any more air-ground conversation tonight. Apollo 15 now 187,962 nautical miles from Earth, velocity 2,981. We'll take the air-ground line down now. If there are any more conversations, we'll come back up. At 62 hours, 22 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 63 hours, 8 minutes. Flight Director Glenn Lunny and his team of flight controllers are preparing to relieve the Maroon team headed by Flight Director Milton Wendler. There will be no change of shift briefing following this shift change. The next change of shift briefing is estimated for 7:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. We'll summarize the activities during this past 8 hours that the Maroon team has been on duty. Spacecraft was taken out of the passive thermal control mode shortly after this team came on duty. And Command Module pilot Al Worden completed a series of ultraviolet photographs of the Earth. Shortly after that, Spacecraft Commander Dave Scott and the Lunar Module pilot Jim Irwin entered the LEM for the second time during this mission. We did not have communication with the LEM, and the crew did not give us time hacks on entering or leaving the LEM. However, from the best cues that we do have, we believe they spent approximately 2 hours in the LEM. We saw the first LEM data at 57 hours and 2 minutes. Which would indicate that we think that they powered up soon after entering at that time. We took data for only about 5 minutes, and the flight controllers monitoring LEM systems reported they all looked good. The batteries are good. The supercritical helium pressures are good. The other cryogenic consumables look good on the LEM. We had a call from Dave Scott at 58 hours, 57 minutes when he was back in the command module. So it would appear that he and Jim Irwin spent about 2 hours in the lunar module performing housekeeping and inspection chores. They reported later that they did find a few more pieces of glass from the shattered outer pane of the tape meter that was first reported last night during the first transfer into the LEM. They picked up a few pieces, a centimeter or so, and then with the vacuum cleaner picked up some smaller chips. They believe they've collected up to 70% of the glass. I believe they've gotten all that is practical. They commented that most of the glass appeared to be concentrated near the crew optical alignment site and up around the panel on the left side of the cockpit, and that the very tiny pieces, the small pieces, were drifting about. Shortly after we heard from Dave Scott on their return to the command module, the backup crew commander, astronaut Dick Gordon, passed up procedures for operating the service propulsion system, the big service module engine. Some updates on those procedures caused by the Delta V switch problem of day before yesterday. We also passed up the information that as a result of tests run so far here on the ground of the tape meter, we believe there will be no problem with its operation. Those tests are continuing. We're subjecting them to 5 psi oxygen in a vacuum, and no problem so far during the test with the tape meter. We powered up some of the equipment in the SIMBay, the scientific instrument module, in the service module, primarily the cameras. Read out the data on those. That all looks good. Then at 61 hours 15 minutes elapsed time, Dave Scott reported that as he was beginning to chlorinate the potable water on the command module, a leak developed in the chlorination port, a rather substantial leak. We advised them to turn off some regulators to reduce the pressure in the tank immediately, and then passed up a procedure which corrected the leak. Consisted of using 2 of the onboard tools, an Allen wrench and a ratchet, to tighten up the port. The leak is attributed to the backing out of a nut which holds some washers in that port. The crew seemed pleased that they got the procedure fairly rapidly, and for that they can thank the subsystem manager for the Command and Service Module crew station. His name is Chris Perner, P-E-R-N-E-R, from the Flight Crew Integration Division here at the Manned Spacecraft Center. He recognized pre-launch the possibility of a leak in this port, and had already written out the procedures on what to do if it did develop in flight. As it turned out, those procedures did solve the problem. The leak has been stopped. The water has been chlorinated properly now, and the crew commented they wondered that whether Captain James Cook, the skipper of the original Endeavour, had ever sprung a leak on his ship. They've mopped up the interior of the command module with towels that are now hanging in the tunnel, looking like someone's laundry, according to Dave Scott. We said goodnight to the crew and secured communications at 62 hours 21 minutes. Shortly after, Dave Scott reported that the crew status was good, that they have taken no medication, that they've consumed all their meals on schedule, and that the cabin pressure was reading 5.7 pounds per square inch for the evening. He also gave readouts on their batteries and the reaction control system quantities, all of which are good. We have, from the flight dynamics officer on the Maroon team, Bill Boone, some updates. On estimated, on predicted numbers during the next few maneuvers. This time it appears that mid-course correction number 4 will require a delta V, or change in velocity, of 4.1 feet per second. Will be performed with the service module engine, the SPS. The burn duration will be 0.73 seconds, and the ignition time 73 hours, 30 minutes, 59 seconds. The latest update on the lunar orbit insertion, ignition time 78 hours, 31 minutes, 34 seconds, a delta V of 2,997.5 feet per second, again using the SPS. Duration of the burn 6 minutes, 41 seconds. The predicted lunar orbit resulting from that maneuver, an apoloon of 169.5 nautical miles, paraloon 58.3 nautical miles. Descent orbit insertion, ignition time 82 hours, 39 minutes, 48 seconds, delta V 207.6 feet per second, SPS engine, duration of the burn 23 seconds, resulting orbit 58.5 by 9.3 nautical miles. The predicted entrance into the lunar sphere of influence has moved up about 2 minutes. Now 63 hours, 55 minutes, 20 seconds. And here's the latest update on the S4B lunar impact. The time of impact 79 hours, 24 minutes, 38 seconds. The coordinates 1 degree, 7 minutes south, 11 degrees, 41 minutes west. Apollo 15 now 189,655 nautical miles from Earth. Velocity 2,950 feet per second. And at 63 hours, 21 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.
This is Apollo Control at 64 hours. We said goodnight to the crew about an hour and 40 minutes ago. The flight surgeon reported just a few minutes ago that it appears Dave Scott has now settled down and is asleep. Scott is the only crewman on whom we'll have biomedical data during the rest period. Just a few minutes ago, we passed into the lunar sphere of influence, the point at which, for computational purposes, we began computing the spacecraft's position with respect to the moon rather than with respect to the Earth. It's also the point at which the moon's gravity becomes the dominant force acting upon the spacecraft, and we begin to see the velocity increase as the spacecraft accelerates toward the moon. The flight dynamics officer will shortly be switching his displays over to moon reference. At the present time, we're still reading velocity and altitude with respect to Earth, showing the spacecraft at a speed of 2,930 feet per second, and at an altitude from the Earth of 190,807 nautical miles. During this shift, principal activities will be to monitor the trajectory of the spacecraft, make any modifications necessary to the planned maneuvers for mid-course correction 4 at 73 hours 31 minutes, and for lunar orbit insertion and the descent orbit insertion burns, which occur at about 78 hours 32 minutes and 82 hours 40 minutes. Those times precisely are 73 hours 30 minutes 59 seconds for mid-course correction 4, 78 hours 31 minutes 34 seconds for lunar orbit insertion, and 82 hours 39 minutes 48 seconds for descent orbit insertion, all to be performed with the service propulsion system engine on the command and service modules. The sphere entrance time entering the lunar sphere of influence was 63 hours 55 minutes 20 seconds. During the crew sleep period, we'll be standing by and monitoring for any possible conversation, although during this flight we've had no conversations with the crew during a rest period and would not anticipate any this evening. We'll be coming up hourly for status reports. At 64 hours 2 minutes, this is Apollo Control.